I'm Andrew Wasson. Thanks for joining me for my weekly guitar blog. It's July 22nd, 2012. And this time around we're going to talk about rhythmic displacement. It all came about from an email that was sent to me from Rick. He lives in Coopersberg, Pennsylvania, USA, and he wrote in saying, "Now that I'm on summer holidays, I've been reading my dad's old guitar magazines and stumbled upon a short article covering rhythmic displacement. This article was badly done and impossible to make any sense of, but it did state that using this technique changes the flow of a melody, line, or riff. Can you help shed some light on this topic for me? Thank you," from Rick in Coopersberg, Pennsylvania. Well, thanks for writing in, Rick. You know, the technique of rhythmic displacement is the idea of using the same melodic statement, but you would be moving it to a different starting point in the measure. All musicians end up at some point doing this to their parts. Guitar players, drummers, and bass players, we all mess with timing to change the feel of our lines. It's an excellent way to change a passage in any piece. So to help get familiar with this concept, let's take a musical statement and then alter it to displace the time and feel of the idea. In my first example, I have a guitar riff that begins on an eighth note double stop interval off of a quality of A minor. Also has an open fifth string in the bass here, and it progresses to an open fifth string bass under a small G major two-note double stop as well. Now, all this is basically starting off with an eighth note feel, but it does change up a little bit, and I think what I'm going to do is just play the entire idea and get it out in the open so you can hear it. Here we go. Here's example number 1. Now in example number 2, I've displaced the riff from example number 1 by a single eighth note. The last note of the original riff has now become the starting note of example number 2. Now let me play this example for you so you can hear the difference. So what's happened overall here is the notes that were on the downbeat in example number 1, which is of course the strong part of the beat, has been displaced in example number 2 to the upbeat, which is of course the weak part of the beat. So basically there it is in a nutshell. As you can tell, things can be displaced by eighth notes as we've seen in the examples I've given here, or you can try displacing by way of a 16th as well. For practice, try displacing some of your own guitar riffs similar to as we did here and see how they end up sounding when they get rhythmically displaced. One of the most famous examples of rhythmic displacement in a popular rock tune can be found in Led Zeppelin's song Black Dog. The riff I'm talking about first occurs around 40 seconds into the song, and if you've ever tried learning it, or even more so, if you're a guitar teacher and you've ever tried teaching it to a student, you know exactly how much rhythmic displacement can alter the feel of a musical idea. If you know of other songs that employ rhythmic displacement, please post them in the comments section below. The more examples of this we can get, the better. Anyway, once again, that's about all the time I have for today. As always, I hope these explanations help you. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great week, and I'll catch up with you next time. Bye for now.